Hello, I'm Pastor Michael O'Neill from the Gospel Light Baptist Church in Albany, Georgia. And I want to talk to you this morning from Leviticus chapter 14. I've been preaching Sunday nights and Wednesday nights through the Bible from front to back. And we're in Leviticus chapter 14 at our church. I recently brought a message from verses 33 through 57. For our purposes here, I'm not going to read the entire passage. I'd just like to bring to your attention verse 35, where the Bible says, "And he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, It seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house." The plague, of course, was the plague of leprosy, one of the most feared and disgusting diseases of Bible times. This chapter on leprosy concludes with a section on how to deal with leprosy if it actually got into the fabric or composition of a person's house. Have you ever wondered if you walked into a house, if it was one that was infected with deadly germs or bacteria, toxins, mold, rodents? I heard of a man and his wife who built a home sometime back with their own labor, and in using building materials for their home of their own choosing, they actually built some of the things inside with what was intended to be used for deck board and associated boards on the outside. That is, they used treated lumber. In those days, treated lumber had a pesticide in it that contained arsenic. Over a period of time, through their working with this lumber, the arsenic got into the carpet, got into the walls, got into the fabric of the house, and got into their own skin, to where they developed such an intolerance toward arsenic and such a sensitivity toward it that when the house was built, they were unable to live in their own house. There are some terrible diseases in the homes of Americans today. But what I want to talk to you about in this series are not literal diseases such as leprosy or a metal toxin like arsenic, but rather spiritual or moral diseases. And I want to talk to you about plagues in the modern home. At the age of 58, I'm watching the culture of the United States of America crumble before my very eyes. And one of the biggest evidences of this decay in our culture is in the modern home. Our homes are in deep, deep trouble. The Bible says in Psalms 11 verse 3, "If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do?" Somebody needs to sound forth a message of alarm. Preachers and churches and individual Christians need to give a wake-up call to the people of our country. And I want to point out some of the ways in which Satan is destroying the home, that we might not be ignorant of the devil's devices, even as the Apostle Paul said in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. I hope that you'll join us for these next few recordings and studies as we talk to you about plagues in the modern home. May the Lord bless you.